Hi everyone, a skincare video today, and it's an update about my skin and my breakouts and horrible spots that I've been getting since about the middle of August, and a couple of little revelations that I've had and some rules that I've worked out that are just die-hard rules to go by if you've got any kind of acne or breakouts or hormonal spots or anything like that. So let's get started, but first of all I just want to say, if you want to see a makeup tutorial for the look that I'm wearing, I have filmed myself doing this makeup. It would have to come out probably at the weekend, but give me a big thumbs up on the video thingy below if you'd like to see that, and I shall put that up at the weekend. Right, so first of all, my spots are pretty much gone. If you remember how they were about a month and a half ago, they're very localised, but the skin was very, very bumpy. It was quite sore, and there were little kind of red nodules coming up and then white heads as well. No blackheads, but it really did feel as though I was having them as a reaction to something because they would happen so quickly and in one area. So there are a few things that I've changed, and I do really believe that a lot of it is down to stress and diet. But you know, skincare is a major factor as well, and actually, as you'll see, it wasn't until I really started changing my skincare to something very basic that it made a big difference. And also a little issue with a certain ingredient, which I can't talk about yet because I'm not quite sure whether it is that one, but I'll talk about that a little bit and then we'll come back to that when I've done a bit more research. Right, well, the first rule of breakouts, I think, is cleansing. And I think a lot of people are using wipes and micellar waters, cleansing waters, or just kind of sweeping over a toner and thinking that's enough to cleanse. And I've always been a massive advocate of proper cleansing, and even cleansing twice. So you can't be using a wipe and just thinking that's going to be okay. And I'll give you an example. I've been using Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Foundation, which I have perhaps a slight issue with one of the ingredients in, which is what I was talking about before, and I think it might be the same ingredient that's in some of the MAC face and body or the MAC foundations, which used to really break me out when I was modelling a lot. Now, Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Foundation I put onto my hand. I was using it from my hand to apply it, and that was on Tuesday morning last week. And on Thursday morning I looked and there were still remnants of that foundation on the back of my hand. Now, I'd had a shower, a bath, I'd washed my hands numerous times, yet that foundation was still on. So just as a little example, if you're wearing loads and loads of base, or even just that's a really nice light foundation, it's heavy coverage but it's nice light texture, then you really need to be cleansing so thoroughly to get that makeup off. So one cleanse to really break the makeup down, and then you need to be wiping that off, and then another cleanse just as you would normally, and sometimes I even do 3. And if you're doing it nice and gently, you're not using a harsh stripping cleanser, then your skin will be absolutely fine with that. So one that I use a lot, and I know some people have a love-hate relationship with this, but I'm on, don't know, bottle 20 of this or something. This is Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish. I just find it to be really effective at breaking down makeup. But there are loads and loads of these creamy hot cloth cleansers on the market. And then you can use either a flannel or a washcloth, whatever you call it, a muslin cloth, whatever you like to remove it. You can use your Clarisonic as well. I've got my Clarisonic Mia here. And you can use that too, but just be very careful, because the treatments that I'm going to show you, or the treatments, because I'm just going to show you one today, they are quite exfoliating in themselves, so you don't want to be doing too much of this, just once or twice a week. A few cleansers that I've really been enjoying using, this one from 111 Skin. It's pretty expensive, but it's nice and antibacterial, and if you've got a bit of cash to spend, it's a really good one. They sell that at Harrods. Dr. Jart's Bubble Foam, love this one. You'd have seen it in my October favourites, the In the Shower video. Super Facialist by Una Brennan. I've mentioned the rose cleanser of this before. This is the Neroli one, which is more suited to, actually it doesn't say it's more suited to anybody, but this one's got kind of a lighter texture than the other one, less creamy, so I'd say it's kind of better for oilier skin, and it's really good at melting away makeup. Then finally we've got this one from Vichy. This is the Normaderm 3-in-1, and it acts as a mask, cleanser and an exfoliant depending on what you do with it. It's not my most favourite one, but it's not that expensive, and actually I think for the price it's very, very multi-purpose, you know, so you can either keep it on and it's got a clay base so it's drawing out impurities, or you can use it as a little light scrub. I don't really believe in using very granular scrubs when you've got breakouts because I just think it's a bit abrasive and a bit irritating, or you can just use it as a cleanser, rinse off cleanser, so nice one that. Oh, and one that I forgot, this is the Clear Skin from Alpha H, but I've mentioned this loads, so you know this is a good one. The second thing I'm going to say, the big hard fast rule, is about sugar. Now I mentioned sugar in my things I'd tell my teenage self video because I really do feel that sugar is our worst enemy in terms of refined sugar. I know there's sugar in fruit and things like that. I'm talking about sugar in things like fizzy drinks and sweets and milk chocolate and processed foods. It really doesn't do us any good, and as well as making us put on weight, I don't think it does our skin any good. And a lot of people say, oh, it's an old wives' tale, sugar has nothing to do with you getting spots, but actually I think that it does for women because it really messes with our hormones, and our hormones affect our skin. So there's actually nothing good that you're getting out of that. I know it's kind of comforting to have the odd thing that's very sugary, but there really is no good that comes from it. So tell me I'm boring for bringing it up, but I do think that if you cut out a lot of your refined sugar, you will find that your skin will look a lot better. Now in terms of finding base and foundation that doesn't irritate me or kind of aggravate any breakouts, I've narrowed it down to 3 at the moment, but I'm sure there are absolutely millions, but these are my safe foundations of the moment. So the first one is the Mineral Powder Foundation from Clarins, which you've seen me use on a video before. So it kind of sweeps on with a little kabuki brush. Coverage isn't great, but you can layer it up over other foundations and it gives quite a nice effect. But that kind of defeats the object of it. So this is more if you're going to use a concealer and then you just need a little bit of light coverage. And then Dr. Jart's Beauty Balm, but this one is the Water Fuse version. Very important because the other versions are slightly richer. This one's just a really nice light texture. It's quite pale and I find the colour quite ashy, but I actually like that. It looks very, very luminous, and I've had a few comments when I've been wearing this. It's also got your SPF inbuilt, which is very important when I come on to my next point. And the other one, which you'll see in the makeup tutorial video if you do a thumbs up underneath this one, is the Givenchy Fluid Foundation. It's the matte foundation. Absolutely fantastic. It's what I'm wearing at the moment, and it just gives the most flawless finish, and the coverage is great, but it's really, really light. Now, if you're not going to use a foundation with an SPF in and you've already got your firm favourite and you're looking for a day moisturiser that's got an inbuilt SPF and it's also good for oily, acne prone skin, then I can recommend this one from Murad. This is the Oil Control Mattifier SPF 15, and it feels like glue when you put it on. It's got a very, very odd texture, but it sits really well under makeup. It really grips onto the makeup. So just if you get past that feel when you first put it on, it does actually blend out and feel quite nice once you start working with it, but it does feel a bit gluey if you just kind of test it on the back of your hand. So that one's really good if you're going to use a foundation that doesn't have an SPF in it, so you want to kind of cover all bases. Now the reason I'm going on about SPF is because the moisturiser I've been using day and night for the last 3 weeks has completely turned my skin around. That's so inexpensive, and I just can't say anything bad about this product. This doesn't have an SPF in it. This is a treatment product and it's called Effaclar Duo and it's from La Roche-Posay, and I just can't sing its praises enough. I've tried absolutely everything since August and I've really given things quite a long time to work, but I think that almost my skin has stopped responding so much to glycolic treatments because I've used them for a couple of years and they weren't really hitting the spot. So although I absolutely adore my Liquid Gold and the Liquid Gold Serum, and I think they're absolutely brilliant for keeping spots at bay and just keeping your skin very clear, very glowing, I do think they give a really unparalleled glow to the skin. They really turn it around quickly. They make it feel a lot plumper, which is kind of what I miss from the La Roche-Posay treatments. But in terms of clearing up my spots, this has been an absolute miracle worker. I'm going to put the link below because I know that some of you in other countries won't be able to get this so readily, but there are a couple of stockists in the UK and they ship worldwide, I think for free, so it's just a matter of waiting a few more days for it really. And it's not very expensive. I just think it's fantastic. It's a really nice lightweight gel. And it doesn't dry to that tight feeling that you sometimes get with anti-acne products, which I didn't like. But I just think that the cocktail of ingredients that are in here is just, I mean, for my skin at least, has just been the optimum treatment. And as I said, I tried loads of different things. None of them really got to the crux of the matter, but I've just stopped using everything else. I've been using this every morning and every night, which is kind of boring. And I really love my beauty products, as you know. So for me, it's quite tough to use something that doesn't have any, it doesn't have any kind of luxe factor for me, something like this. It's purely functional. But you know what? I couldn't have gone on any longer with the different pustules that were coming up on my face, so it had to be done. So I'm almost considering it as a kind of a medical treatment rather than anything luxurious or enjoyable, but there's nothing unpleasant about it either. So absolutely top marks. I mean, this is what this video is about really, this. So that's my last tip. What else can I tell you? I've been trying to drink more water. Oh yeah, hold on. I don't know whether this has helped, but I've been drinking green tea. This one, I don't really like the taste of green tea, but this one from Jackson's, this is sencha green tea with mint. So it tastes more minty than greeny. And green tea is a bit of a superfood because it's packed full of antioxidants. So I've been drinking 1 or 2 cups of that a day. And also because I've given up Diet Coke, which was my caffeine fix before, that's got quite a lot of caffeine in. I don't know whether you can tell, but I've just had one of these, which is probably why I'm talking a little bit faster than usual. But it does kind of zhuzh me up and get me through the day. But I feel like it's a good thing to be doing and not something that's naughty. So that is what I've been doing with my skin. If you want to know about the makeup, I said at the beginning, do a thumbs up. And also, I've just changed my name on Instagram so I'm easier to find. I'll talk about that in my next video as well, but I'll put the link to my Instagram underneath. And that's it from me for now. Have a good week, everybody, and I shall see you in the next video.